What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have like and sub, and let's get into this. One of the things that has become super apparent the more we've covered Assassin's Creed Shadows is one, yeah, they are absolutely terrified of having the reception that Star Wars Outlaws had, both from the characters, story, all of that, but also probably the bugs and the gameplay, of which it was substantial. And the other one, of course, was that the people working on it, half of them hadn't even worked on a game before, let alone an Assassin's Creed game. And the word of mouth from them was that it was one of the worst games they had ever played, specifically talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows. And that brings us to this one. Dun, dun, dun. So this coming from Grums, of course. Ubisoft, desperate to avoid another Star Wars Outlaws, fear YouTube reaction on Assassin's Creed Shadows. Sources tell me they are putting a tremendous amount of time into polish and bug fixes for the smoothest possible launch. We saw them delay it into February. We saw them delay it again into March, and subsequently on the anniversary of the worst sarin gas attack in Japan ever. So that's probably going to get moved again. And we've been hearing that they are spending a lot of money changing things, taking out certain things. This, of course, is being backed up. Not just the changing, but that they're listening, and they're afraid of the us's, the Asmongold's, the critical drinkers. This, of course, came from the Kingdom Come director over there at Warhorse Studios, saying that, yeah, he goes, and I thought it was so niche. Okay, he's Asmongold, got like a few million followers. His videos have some impact, but it's definitely not what everybody is watching. But if you are watching this corner of the internet, that's when we say we are the media now. You are watching an Asmongold, or you are watching Critical Drinker, or Gary, and so on and so forth. So they're hyper aware of it. They do not want to attract the attention of, and I would also add the Hypnotics and Smash JTs and Endymions. You don't want them showing how horrible your game is when they come out here. So we had that is a win, a basic acknowledgement that they're listening to us. And of course, comes in the wake of them delaying it that month, costing them 20 million euros to do so. If you believe Endymion and Smash JT, it is obviously one, a reaction to how poorly Star Wars Outlaws did, but also to take out all the cringe rap music and other things that are super on the nose. On top of that, you have the aforementioned people working on the game, many of them never even working on a game before, let alone an Assassin's Creed game. So this new one comes from Akalon TV, who I am not familiar with, so shout out. But he's saying from his sources that he received a number of alleged documents from a Ubisoft insider who is informing people about the current state of the company's employees and talent. He says, so basically the way developers at Ubisoft is classified according to this insider is you have the superstars. These are the best of the best, and they're incredibly good at what they do, and they're often very well known. Now he says there's very few people left at Ubisoft. Most of them have already left and have found much better positions at companies that is a lot better positioned within the market. Then there's what he refers to as the good developers, but they don't have brand, they don't tweet. He calls himself one of these developers. They make up a small portion of the devs that are still left at Ubisoft. Problem is, while they're good, they don't have names, and so they can't get jobs anywhere else. And then the vast majority of developers is what he calls dead weight. They don't know how to do anything no matter what you give them. They're pretty much always doing it wrong. But what they're very good at is social change, pushing social change. So basically, if you can't do the job that you were hired for, make sure that you become a political activist, is what he took from it. He didn't even talk about the DEI stuff. Excuse me, still getting over a cough. So that's also what we're hearing basically in the movie industry, and what Alan Ng was talking over there about Film Threat. Oh, at Film Threat, rather, talking about Jennifer Lee at Pixar and things like that, that Disney Animation. They would get out all the people who knew what they were doing, and then the people they would bring in were essentially just Tumblr activists, and they wouldn't be able to meet deadlines, and everyone above them ended up having to cover the slack, and well, that leads to what it leads to. Next, he says the next thing that was revealed to him, and this is for both insiders, is actually just the nightmarish of designing video games for Ubisoft. Gaming today, according to these insiders, are more like a factory line and a logistical nightmare than it is about creativity. In order to get anything done, you take weeks of meeting and department logistics to get all the teams involved, and then you get to do the same thing. And then once you've done with all the things, you have to go in one more meeting in order to implement the thing. There's little space for actual creativity. Yeah, the insiders that work in QA revealed to me that just getting bugs fixed is almost impossible. The amount of bugs that they will report to a company, and then after a couple of weeks, they'll just go, works as designed, won't fix. And it's not that the bugs doesn't exist. It's not that they actually designed it this way. It's that getting a bug fixed isn't quick as the developer just quickly making a couple of switches. The logistical nightmare that is fixing a bug just makes it not a top priority. And that is why we get the qualities we get. That is normally what would be allowed. That is why Star Wars Outlaws shipped the way it did. And that is why they cannot allow Assassin's Creed Shadows to ship the way it would have if they did not make these drastic changes. But oh boy, you let me know what you think about all this. By all means, make sure to like, share, and sub. You think they're going to actually release Assassin's Creed Shadows during that March 20th or 25th, whatever it was, like on the anniversary of the sarin gas attack? Or maybe they'll be delaying it for a third time. I don't know. You let me know what you think, though. Either way, make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And
well, bye.